last day. We have booked the room for tonight, even though we're not staying, but we'll probably get a cab around 5 o'clock. So we're just now about to take the bikes to the freight company in Long Beach, which is half an hour away. It's coming up to 9 o'clock. We just wanted to wait for what we think might be peak hour traffic for workers. It's a Monday. The bikes are sparkling clean. Calamity's all packed up. These are the roll bags that I had for extra stuff that I didn't need. All the leather has been conditioned. Everything's there. I've added more bits. I'm just going to leave that on there. She's sparkling clean, as is Damien's. Had a bit of dew last night. So all these bags, these have got all my wet weather gear in, all my leather jackets, my leather riding boots, wet weather gear, tools, chargers, all that sort of stuff that can go with the bike. And in here is just my cover, straps, stuff that I don't need to take on the plane that I can wait 6 weeks. So let's have a quick look at some of the places that we've been. It's on the back of this suitcase. So we've got Arizona, Jerome and Sedona. We've got Nashville, Kansas, Chief Joseph Highway, Virginia City, Spirit Lake, Iowa, Borsness, Seligman, Deadwood, Beartooth Pass, Cooters, North Carolina, Crown Motel in Vegas, Area 51, Badlands, Yellowstone, The Arches, Silverton, Colorado, Stanley, Ohio, Ouray, Idaho, Area 51, Northwest Region, Moab, Great Custer State Park, Route 66. There's some Aussie ones in there. The Dragon, 129. Route 6, Yellowstone. Where have we got more there? So, Santa Barbara, Williams. Bits and pieces there. Buffalo, Biker Bells. The Smoky Mountains, Wall Street, South Dakota, not Wall Street. Durango in there. Virginia City, Canada. Las Vegas, Tail of the Dragon, Morro Bay. I've got as many as I could put Grand Canyon. What's that one? Rusty Hope Treasures, that was somewhere, I forget where now. Salmon, yep, Idaho. Crazy Horse there. That was South Dakota. Anyway, it's been an amazing trip, and we will do, after this episode, a big deconstruction of the whole trip with a map on where we've been, the kilometres and miles we've done, how much we've spent here and there, and just some general sort of stuff like that. So let's get the rest of this ready, and we'll get to the freight company, come back here, and then we can just get an Uber to the airport. Place. Look at the weather today. It's not raining, but it's so foggy and hazy. We were so lucky yesterday. Can't see bikes abroad or any sort of signage to say the company that we're using. I'm not filled with confidence, are you? The company we're using to ship the bikes back, which is different to how we did it coming over. We did it sort of ourselves with Steve and organised it ourselves and just chose freight forwarding companies and logistic people. This is a company that does it all, called Bikes Abroad. They're based in Melbourne, but they clear customs and do everything for us back in Australia. There's no signage to say this is their place, just an address. They don't make it easy for you. Just a bit of fucking signage up the front to say that this is their place. We got the right place then. We understand that a boat left on Friday.
Yes. Do you strap it down from the forks from there?
At my stand, when that was coming over, they strapped mine down with the stand side first and bent the Not you guys, who were used before.
So I've got these, put them on.
So sometime in the next 2 weeks, there's another boat going to Australia. We just missed one last Friday. So that means we're going to be 2 months without them, not more than. Then we've got to clear Australian customs. Could be longer. Leaving our children for a long period of time. So Chris has been very helpful. They're there. He's got special instructions to see them before they're packed. What is that? Can you take this one for me, Chris?
My nephew's got one. He races it in Australia.
Damien's chatting. All right, you feel okay about everything?
No, I feel fucking nervous, but anyway,
Yeah.
that's you know, it is.
Noi abbiamo fatto coast
Damien's
to
chatting now in
yeah.
Italian.
6.000 chilometri.
Sì.
16
These guys have done
giorni.
the Cannonball Run from Italy.
Per dirti la verità, tutti quando a America sono tutti contenti per
Oh, vero, vero.
you know, so è una bella posto. Yeah,
Three
mi piace.
mounts.
Yeah, three
is
mounts.
good.
Yeah, very
good. Like me.
Two special guys for a
We're
trip
both
like
special.
this.
Very special, yeah.
Grazie.
Yeah.
But it's not the Cannonball Run, it's Cannonball Run's an automotive one.
Right.
Cannonball Rally is the motorcycle.
Cannonball
I
Rally.
think.
But the motorcycles have to be older than a certain. They have to be old, don't they?
Yes, they've got to be
Pre-
pre-vintage. They've got to be like pre-60s or something like that.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think.
Yeah. And these guys have bought their bikes from Italy, and now they're shipping them back.
Yes.
What sort of bikes were they on then?
I don't know.
Just
darling.
yeah. Oh, they're- Well, we're now without our bikes. That's where we're stayed, that dodgy hotel. But look how close it is to the whole precinct of Manhattan Beach there, all the new shops and
It
things.
looked dodgy, but it was all right.
It was actually very good. It had
And
lots
clean.
of room, clean.
Walk sign is on right.
Yes, thank you. So we're now just wandering around
Famously.
aimlessly,
Aimless.
have some lunch, and then we get an Uber to the airport around 4 o'clock.
Yes.
Then we're going to hit the Qantas Lounge, and we're going to have a discussion with you guys about the trip, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're just getting ready to call an Uber. Damien's having a shower. This is that bag I got, but don't think it's overpacked because in there is a saddleman's seat. We forgot to take it with the bikes this morning. We were going to strap this seat. This is a seat that I won at Sturgis, and we've had it. Damien's going to use it because I didn't want a seat, and he's had the 091, his special number embroidered on it. It's really beautiful, but we forgot to take it, so it's in that. It's in that. So we've only got that and that as check on. So we should be okay. 3:30. We're just going to go a bit early and get in that lounge and start drinking. Oh my God, I can't believe we're here in the Qantas Lounge. Thanks to Damien's work travel points that got you a gold pass.
You owe me big time.
So I just want to talk about the trip now.
I'm sad, I'm depressed.
Are you?
I am.
Yeah,
We dropped the bikes off today.
Yeah,
You know, I was a bit worried at first,
I
but
was a bit worried to begin with as well.
yes.
So what's probably, I guess, if there was one thing that stuck out for you on the trip as a memorable moment, good or bad? You know what mine's going to be.
Yeah, well, the highlight's been the people. How generous and how make you feel.
Yeah,
you
they've
know,
been
you
good.
know, they've been.
What is the thing that sticks out in your head about the whole trip? The first thing that comes to mind.
The road conditions are perfect. With the places that we've been, like Red Lodge, doing the Chief Joseph Highway, that was a highlight. That was a real highlight.
The most memorable thing for me is when the road was closed and we had to do 8 miles of chalky, big rock
It was like
riding
talcum powder.
up a mountain,
Talcum powder.
and I had to do that switchback turn. It was horrifying. So I was crying. I forget what episode that was, but it was after we left Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
And we rode for like 3 hours to actually avoid that.
Yep.
And we still found ourselves there.
Yeah. Yep.
Horrifying.
I know.
Horrifying.
Okay, so the standout for me would have to be Pikes Peak.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
yep.
That
The
is.
standout, getting up to the summit and
Yeah.
riding up to the summit.
What would we do differently if we were to do this trip again?
Oh, pack less.
We packed too much.
We packed way too. Well, what would you do differently then?
I would not spend so much time at Sturgis.
Oh, well, that's given.
and
Yeah.
pick up that time and do maybe another state or another ride or something like that in the 3 months. If we could have another month, then we could have fitted in a whole bunch of extra states like Alabama and Georgia and Florida and Texas, New
Yep.
Mexico.
Yep.
That would have been good.
Yep.
And we did pack too much.
Yeah.
Didn't use half the stuff we packed.
No, you bought too much.
Well, I bought that Magnolia Pearl stuff early on from the get-go.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You did.
So let's talk about Sturgis because
Okay.
everyone raves about Sturgis.
Yep.
I love South Dakota and I love the riding around the Black Hills, and thanks to Bobby and Paula for putting us up for 10 days.
Thank
so that
you
was
so
a big
much.
call.
Yep.
And we're glad we ended up getting there earlier than expected because we changed the route.
Yes.
But one day of Sturgis is more than enough for me. I'm not a bike rally person. I've come to the decision. It's not my scene. And although while the people were lovely and it was interesting, what you see on one day is exactly the same as what you see on every other day of the festival. Same people, same vendors, same look, same Harleys. There's a lot of Harleys there. Well, a lot of Indians as well now and other bikes, but a lot of Harleys.
got told. Well, okay. So to answer your question on that too, to put my 2 bobs worth in, I enjoyed the Black Hills. I thought the week prior the rally was amazing. It was great weather. We
Yep.
saw all the main highlights. One day at the rally would have done me fine. I would have been happy to move on from that point onwards.
I would never go back to Sturgis.
Oh, no, I wouldn't race back. No, I think I've done it. I'm done.
Yeah.
I-
What things do we like about America?
the ability to turn right on a red. So if I was in Australia, turn left on a red. Oh, I think that was just fantastic.
That's a good rule.
Kept the traffic flowing. The 4-way stop signs, they worked, and they worked okay. I think roundabouts are a bit more effective.
I
but
like
anyway.
the fact that they have soups and none of them are pumpkin soup. I love their salads. Their serving sizes are huge.
Love
Can
the
never finish a
hamburgers.
meal.
Love the hamburgers,
When you get a
but I
good
can't.
hamburger, the hamburgers are amazing.
Yep.
But when you get an ordinary hamburger, they're ordinary.
Well, they're pretty average.
So the trick we found is, if you can't ask for a hamburger to be cooked a certain way, then don't order it.
Don't order it. No, if
So
they don't
because
ask
we're
you.
medium rare, so
Yeah.
you've got to be able to say, if they say we don't take that order, then don't
Yep.
order a hamburger.
Being able to pay at the pump. Credit card in, fill up your fuel, that's it. You don't have to walk into the shop. You don't have to leave your car. It is so efficient.
Yeah.
It is so efficient.
And what didn't we like about
well,
America?
people parking in the parking bay of the fuel station and going to do shopping.
Oh yeah, that was a punish.
Yeah.
We found
after
the
food-
costs very high though. We didn't like the fact that things are so expensive.
Food expensive, accommodation. Oh,
Really expensive.
Really
and
expensive.
the tipping adds another dimension, and
Well-
the fact that every state has a different tax. So if you see something that's $20, when you go to pay for it, it can be any other price because each state has a different tax. And then you've got
course.
to add tip on top of that. Okay, well, it's been good.
Oh,
It's been a great trip.
good.
Could have had another month and to finish to do everything. It's not us. We've got like 4 hours to wait.
Chin chin. So, how did you find the bike?
Bike didn't miss a beat.
No, it didn't.
Apart from 2 new tyres and a battery.
And brakes?
And new brakes. Well, that's just wear and tear.
Same as the tyres, yeah, that's right. I mean, the bike did not miss a beat. Now, the
Well,
other
sadly, you've been running on 1.5 cylinders
I know.
for most of the trip because
thing
of that little problem.
I want to redo it again.
Yeah, I bet.
I mean, the bike's like a different bike. It's like a brand new bike. One of the things that I also found that, that the traffic on the interstates, the major interstates,
They go fast, don't they?
They are flying. They are flying.
Okay.
I
A bit
know
too
we've said
fast
that.
for me.
Yeah.
We're on a big bench here. I can lay down and have a sleep. I've got all my Indian sort of motif design stuff without being Indian motorcycle. we've achieved a lot. It was an epic, ambitious trip. One thanks, but they can go. Thank you so much. And I'm bringing home 3 gold medals for Australia.
She's been carrying it.
3 wins. 3 wins. And I won the People's Choice Awards in all of those competitions. And to me, the People's Choice Award is the main one to win because there can be no subjectiveness about that. It's, you know, it's voted. The others, best paint job, best whatever. People tend to be... Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. I won 3 People's Choice Awards. We're now going down to the gate. I've had like 6 glasses of wine. I think, I don't know, I've lost count, and heaps of food. So we're going down to the gate now. I reckon I'll be snoring within 1 hour of this flight. What's our strategy?
I'm going to stay awake.
We've got to stay awake and then sleep at what time? Like 8 hours before we land? It never works. I get jet lag really bad coming back from a holiday.
There's 2 options you can do. You sleep for the whole 13 hours, or you stay awake and then try and sleep Australian time.
I don't know. It's too much
Stay
to think
awake.
about. Qantas,
QS 94, 150.
150. Gate 50.
150.
Yeah, 150. Gate 150. What did I say?
50.
Oh my God, see? Hello, how are you doing?
Thank you so much.
Sorry.
You're fine. Down the first time.
Way down the back, we know. This is like a brand new plane with all these duvallackies. We can talk to each other on... You can talk to anyone if you know their seat number. These seats are good. They're right at the back. There's a whole big gap here. Nearly home. Damien has slept through most of the flight. He's so lucky he can do that. I've been awake the whole time. We're 1 hour from landing. I've watched 6 movies and I'm now watching the John Farnham doco, which I've seen before. We saw it in the movies.
I watched one movie and slept.
Yeah. Luxury. I've watched a lot of movies. They're all been quite shit.
We do ask that you remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until Captain Evan has switched off the seatbelt sign.
Please.
Okay. All the way through, like, most of the trip until we got to California. Then it got to even $6 a gallon.
We're here at Damien's coffee shop in his hometown of Warrandyte. So it's going to be interesting to see what he thinks of his favourite. He's judged all the coffees from USA based on this coffee shop. So go and get your fix, and let's see what he thinks of them now. Hello, good to see you again. Good.
How was it?
Excellent. So Matt, who's graciously took us to the airport and picked us up as well. This has been the benchmark coffee that Damien's based his whole existence on in the American trip. Go on, Matt's going to do a Damien review.
Hey, I just want to chat to someone. I want to chat to someone. Hang on, Chris. That's a 4.6. That's a 4.6.
Very good. A very good impersonation. Now, Damien, go on. Hometown coffee.
Oh, it smells good. I'm home. I'm home.
You're home? The Premier of Victoria has resigned, Dan Andrews, and he's resigned because he's a corrupt as all get out, and I reckon he's resigned because something's going to come out about him, what he's been up to. Bye! That's the big news in Victoria. Good riddance to Dan Andrews, but something's going down. Politicians don't resign for no reason. He's been caught. We're home. This is Damien's place for all our American friends. That's the Dandenong Ranges over there. He's in the Yarra Valley here. Well, hello everyone. There's one more episode to go after this, which will be a map of the America and Canada, and I'm just going to go over in summary of where we have been, how many miles and kilometres we did, what we spent on fuel, accommodation, food, just some general stats about the whole trip, a bit of a wrap up. So that will be episode 70. So thanks again for all the support that you've given us. The trip has been amazing. We're home now, and I need to be getting ready for my art exhibition in February. So please subscribe to my channel, because I have got some other adventures up my sleeve. It's free to subscribe to YouTube, so you can see all my past stuff and the stuff coming up. So thanks again everyone for your support on this. These will all go public in 2024, except for those two or three that I need to make public for obvious reasons. So it's been wonderful. I can't believe 3 months has gone by and we're home in beautiful Warrandyte. So we've settled. Damien's had a shower, freshened up. He's had a nice sleep on the plane. He's jumped on all the hamburgers. He's jumped on the scales. He's Blue Moon baby. And you're up to 88.2 kilos. What were you when you left?
82.
82. So there you go. There's 6 kilos of hamburgers and Blue Moon beers there. I've put on a kilo.
1.3 kilos.
I've put on 1.3 kilos. Damien's put on what? 6.2. 6 kilos, Damien. Okay, well, it was a holiday. I reckon that's a sign of a successful holiday when you've come back plumped up a bit. It means you've eaten and drunk well.
Gather round, people, wherever you roam. Admit that the waters around you have grown, accepting that soon you'll be drenched to the bone.